What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel. We're online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. Hope you enjoyed the new trailer there. Took some time off this weekend, relaxed. Had a lot to get done, just kind of got everything done. Cooked up a real nice dinner yesterday, and back onto the Mars Anomalies page. I basically went on to the Rover site and looked at the new salt that came out. A whole bunch of good pictures have come down since I last did a video. And I've been getting this one picture emailed to me so many times in the last week. So I needed to get on here and check it out. Um, Look at this thing. It's got some pretty amazing blocks in it. This looks like a piece of 90-degree block that's just been knocked off of somewhere. Once again, this planet got tore up. I'm not going to speculate by what today. If you look at my other videos, plus I'm always changing my mind what I think did it here anyway. So if you look at a video from, a year ago to today, my mind's changed so much in that year just from the new stuff I've learned about Mars and just in general stuff that's going on. So this stuff definitely looks to be ruins all over it. Whether pretty nice stuff, to be honest with you. Pretty good picture here. Um, Also on this one, a lot of the NASA blurring that we see, a lot of the NASA blurring, especially on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, and here over here as well, up in here. But really pay attention to these things right here. Like I said, if you guys have you guys watch my videos, you're learning probably to pick up these blur marks already. You can see when you get something really fine and it comes over, it's here starts to look, you can see below it, and then all of a sudden there's just like a square of blur that takes the stuff out. You can see it's right there. And once we do a little bit of the enhancing, we're going to see that pull out a lot more. So let's go take a look. Here's where I got it from. Don't worry about it. I always link the stuff below. Just go down the description, click on it. You'll see the link there. You don't have to try and sit here and type it out or read it out or something like that. I always give the links. If you're new to my videos, I always give the links out with them so you can check it out for yourself. What I'm trying to do is find all the anomalies I possibly can find, stick them in one place, one page, one website, one YouTube account, and I'm also letting my other buddies and people plug it on my website. So I'm trying to have a huge library there of anomalies, and just so you could go sit there all day. If you want to look at Mars, Moon anomalies, you'll have a place to go, and you can do it all day long and find out all sorts of good stuff. And but this picture's loaded with it. Even up here at the top, we've got a lot of stuff. Let's see. Here looks like some piece of something. It's very. It's got this like hanging piece. It looks like it's hanging with two notches on it down here. It's got a like some ovals, circles. Definitely looks like some sort of machinery or something along that line. Um, you can see it in a lot of stuff. This thing right here too. I mean, all these rocks and stuff, or whatever they are. I mean, I contend that some of these stuff most likely aren't just rocks. The coloring looks. Look at the color now. It's so that orangey, whatever, not orange, brownish look to it. Look at this block right there. This almost looks like one of those, like a block that comes down to a triangle point or something along those lines. Wait till we get this. Let's get this thing sharpened. First off, let's go ahead and sharpen this picture up a little bit. Let me pull it out, because here's what happens when you hit the auto color. It starts looking definitely more like it's here on Earth. And let's see if I should keep that or not. I think I'll keep that because it seems to, yeah, let me keep that. And let's do the smart sharpen and pull it out just a tad bit more so we can really sharpen up these areas that seem to be blurred off and stuff like that. So let's see, sharpen, smart sharpen. I mean, I could probably sit here for hours and go over this picture. There's that much stuff on it. All right, let's see the difference between that on and off. Man, here we are. All right, so we'll do that again. Smart sharpen. While it runs, stuff just looks like it's just thrown about. See, that puts a little bit of a sharpen on it. I don't think that's too much. You can kind of pull out some of the stuff. Look at this out here. It's kind of interesting. Looks like a little console or something like that. It looks like a boat console you'd stick out in something. And this side over here would have your steering wheel and your gauges. The back. See how it's got some stuff running up here, and it looks to be blurred out. Just where you get this here. Look at the. Okay. I know the Rover's been up there for 2 years. It gets dusty and stuff, but the camera, from shot to shot, blurs in different areas. I guess and I know that like your iPhone, it can't take exact. There's going to be blurring in it, but there really shouldn't be where there's something at the same depth, away from the camera. Why would it have blurring, different blur on it. I can see if something's further away and more up close, you get blur like that. But it should be uniform. It should be across the whole thing. Um, I thought this was a nice little artifact out there, whatever the heck it is. God only knows. I see what I see, you see what you see. I wanted to put that in the intro because that really is something that I focus on here. Um, because honestly, we could look at a pile of rocks and just anything, and I could see a whole bunch of stuff differently. Just like looking at the clouds, a lot of people come make that point as if they're debunking it. It's like, well, I can go look at the clouds, and I see what I see. But okay, well, may see you may see Jesus in the clouds, right? But they change. I might not see that. I might see a guy with a beard and long hair. Everything's a perception. I see what I see. You see what you see, and we leave it at that. Um, this out here too, along a little pushback. It's a little bit further as it's pushed back pretty far. Look, I mean that's pretty far off from where the Rover is, I imagine. Um, Especially since this thing's pretty tall, about the size of a what is it, like a minivan, something along those lines. It's about that height. And see how we've seen this picture before. We've seen something like this before where it comes around here. I think I called it if you go back to my videos, I might even say it was something like a car bumper or something. It looked like a bumper to a car that had just been taken off of it. So see how it kind of runs like a horseshoe, whatever whatever it is, it's got a little top to it. It goes up a little bit. Um, I've really been enjoying. If you guys have the Mars imaging app, as we go through some of this stuff and look at it, like I said, this stuff just could look like blurred nonsense to most people, but there's symmetry, there's shapes, there's what I call them all the time tubes. Something. I mean, a lot of people think that this is living stuff out there. Like, see how these like tubes run across, comes up and around and down, and they're just random, and they're all along the floor of Mars, all along the on the ground. They're just strewn across the place. And this one packs in the stuff. I mean, this stuff is there's so much there. It's when you blow these pictures up like this, you do get a little blurry, but adding that adding the smart sharpen does help, or any of the sharpen. A lot of the other guys who do this do the Photoshop part of this a little bit better. I'm just really trying to point these things out to you so you can go take your skills, or if you don't have that many skills, you can go watch the other videos, kind of get the feel of it. But you don't need Photoshop to download these pictures and adjust them. Microsoft Office, I mean, if you got that, there's a photo editor in there that can adjust the stuff. Look at this neat circle right here. That's pretty cool. Um, Here you've got more of these rounded off angles. And this seems to run here. Maybe like this was an oval at one time. Looks like something had broke in the middle of it. And when you get up real close on something, it can look like a million different things from the pixelization. But let's go over here and take a look at this little piece too, because this was one that I really thought was interesting, because it looks like it's got two pieces down here that, like I said, on the like two hoses here or something. This kind of looks like a little guy in a spacesuit, doesn't it, holding it? And then here's where I say this is where NASA looks like somebody's actually blurring it out. Whether the rover's doing it, the downlink's doing it, something's doing it, but it's doing it in a square. Look, it's an actual square. It's blurred out as a square. So to me, that's somebody took the tool and they hit right in the middle, blurred it, or it's being done by coordinates. And this doesn't have two parallel things across it. I would always think there's something that triggers the rover maybe to blur things, but that just doesn't seem like that's right. All right, we check the time there. Just make sure I won't go too long, too short here. Okay, check this out. How more of just like ovals, things that, shapes that you just wouldn't expect to see. Now, like I say, looking at the clouds, like say you saw one thing, I saw the other thing, but the amount of anomalies out here is what gets me. It's like I could see, yeah, look at rocks, we see things. But when you've got 5, 6 different things that absolutely look like they take a shape, they take a form, you can relate it to something here on Earth, or you can relate it to something you've seen before. Um, and when you see tactics like this that changes what was there and puts a nice blur in front of it, just it's definitely gets frustrating, but not really. I mean, I love doing this. This is one of my hobbies. I've been doing it for a while. I love NASA pictures. I tell you what, really, these rover ones are neat because Mars is hip. It's a new thing going on. But some of the older stuff that was actually taken with film, like the Apollo stuff, the stuff, actual photographs that you really can get so much more out of them than these digital images. Something about the digital age just it's easily scaled down to make it look like crap. It's easily done. Look at this piece right here, just kind of random junk. We really haven't taken a look at that really, the one that grabbed my eye right away and said, "Whoa, more 90-degree blocks." And what I see also is more blurring. It's got this little thing under it here. It's kind of interesting. It looks like it runs the whole length of it that way. It's got these two parallel here, and it looks like it's kind of like a link chain or something like that. It's ornate. Yeah, it comes up to here and it comes back down around. And it kind of ends just abruptly right there. But whether that was a piece of it or that just happened to fly under it, who knows? But it definitely, this block looks like this could have been a piece somewhere at Pumapunku, and it looks like it's fallen out. Whatever happened to it, it was snapped, beaten up. Something drug it out to here. And look at the, here's what I'm saying. When I see blur marks, I see blurring all through here, all down through here, wherever they can hit it. See this, all like, what are they hiding? You see, I hope you guys can really see that. Let me make it really big so maybe you can, it points it out more. Okay, see how here's the edge of this piece, right? And the blurs, they really shouldn't go over that edge, but sometimes since you're doing it as a square, it has to. Here they did good. Here, all the way through here, but this last little block right here, and I'm outlining it, it goes over that edge. So I can see it much, it's much more apparent. Like up here, look at this stuff up here. Look how you can see the shape to it. Now, you can see there's circles there. I should see that the whole way across this. Like down here, right here, you can tell this is like a looks like a U shape on its side, but look how much more crisp it is right here. But then the blur comes across here and it blurs it out. More, it's so crisp right here. But so whatever this piece was, looked like they did a number on it to keep you from knowing what exactly it was. Same calls for this right here. If you're with me now, hopefully you can see these. Um, there, it's used right there. See, it's not used right here. See how you can actually see the pieces, they're sharper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. All these blocks are blurred out, and it goes all the way down with it. See how much cleaner it is right here, but they don't blur over top of here because it wouldn't look right. And like I said, this here is where it crosses right there. It crosses that edge of whatever it is. Now this piece, whatever it is, has a nice little edge right here. Look at that. It's kind of not a bevel, but it looks like it's been etched. I guess that would be the word I could use there. Once again, more and more. See, everything should really look like this. See how, look at the intricacy of this piece right here. There's, it's running together, stuff like that. But then right next to it, the front piece of it, which is pretty nicely shaped, kind of looks like something's been broken off. It's got blur all across it. You can see it. 1, 2, oops. Sorry guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's not done right there. So you can see right here what it would look like, and it's a little bit sharper. Not that much more sharper, but like up here, right? This piece right here looks more like over here, but it squares off right there, blur, all the way down, all the way across. So it gets to be very obvious when you're looking at this stuff, especially when you get up close and you've done it for a long time. Like I said, hopefully if you guys have been watching our videos, watching my videos, and the other guys are doing the same thing, they're doing a little bit more of this Photoshop, you can pick it out yourself. So when you go look through, this whole piece right here, it comes easy to you. You'll see it. And I hope you're downloading these things too, because you never know when this stuff's just going to disappear. Pictures just up and go. Look how you've got these little like round pieces all to come off of here. My guess is this stuff was most likely some sort of either machinery or carvings, and they didn't want you to see the edges of the carvings. And who knows where they originated from on the planet. Here's another piece right here. See how this kind of has real ornate pieces through here? And then right here just blurred with that square. What else do we got here, guys? What else do we got here? More, look at this little thing, little circle with the circle around, a little sphere in the middle with a little circle around it. I mean, perfectly cut. And if you go to any of the ancient spots on Earth and you look at some of their architecture and stuff, and this stuff looks to be built into it. Okay, look, let's take a look. It looks like that. I mean, it's very ornate. It was done with care, precision. And that's the only reason I can see using the blur tool on stuff like this. This is kind of interesting. Let me turn it a little bit here. That piece that's hanging down here, see how it comes up right here? The big blur mark's been used right here, and I hope you can see that. It's been squared right there. So much so that it looks like a big gorilla head that's just with a a beam across it, and that's where you get your a lot of the matrixing that comes in, like two big bright eyes. You've got big teeth right there, and it comes across. See, that's my eyes making that. I don't think that's a big gorilla thing. What's more interesting, this whole thing is how this piece is straight across. This one comes out, and it comes to a 90-degree angle right here, but it keeps going like a T. So this T's into it. And yeah, I wonder a lot if all this stuff is connected. What's actually going on at this site? Where they are now? What it actually has been there before. Was this stuff just thrown here? Was this hooked up here? Who knows? Was this like Pumapunku where it's been looted? It's been you go there and there's these big massive blocks like this one right here, bam, and they're just all across the place. And like I said, this whole area of the Gale Crater has been like that. I mean, this isn't the first. It's getting more and more interesting as the closer we get. Our trip, and who knows what NASA actually stops and takes a look at too. I mean, there's so much. There's no rhyme or reason to what uh, they go look at. You would think that, like the other day, there was something that looked like a big, huge Easter Island head. You think that they'd want to drive the rover up to that, and you think they want to get more pictures of it. And this, I hope that next time we send a rover up there anywhere, we should have a rover that has detachable little RVs, little race car style cars with cameras, little remote rovers that can come off of it and be lost. Like say it can't make it back or it loses its battery and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? There should be like 4 or 5 of these things that can be picked up somehow under the rover. I said that in other videos. I truly believe it. I just think that it could be run. It'd be like running the rover through a rover, at NASA or JPL where they do this stuff, and it's got to be done. That way you can go explore things. Say I want to send something up towards the mountain, but I'm scared to take the rover there because the wheels are, destroyed because some jerk decided to put really, wheels on there and weren't fully tested for the, the Martian surface. When we know they got a Mars yard, it's just pretty sad that the wheels are what may be causing. Paul did for Paul McLeod, I forget it's Paul John something. He does videos on here too. He did a good one about the rover's wheels, and the wheels just look trashed on it. And the pictures he had found were taken off the site the next day that showed the real damage to it. So he's thinking that maybe they're trying to hide the real damage done to it. Maybe whoever designed the wheels is just trying to keep their job for the 2.5 mil or bill. I mean, this looks like a little piece here, but let me back on out and see when I say about the blurring over here. There's not too much. There's nothing really interesting over here, but see how you can actually see the shapes from the natural stuff there. And this might not even be natural. Some of this stuff looks like it's been worked over with a tool, like right there. Up here seems to be a lot of 90-degree angles, which I know there are 90-degree angles in nature. I understand. You don't have to email me and say that, oh, we've got 90-degree angles and take a pictures. I understand that. It's just when there's so many artifacts that just look thrown about. See these things out here look like they've got hoses or something coming off of them right here. A piece of machinery, it comes down around, it comes off of it, and when you see this stuff back to back next to each other, that's when you gotta say, okay, well maybe it's not just my eyes doing this. But either way, I see what I see, you see what you see. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. What have we come across? This looks like a little black dog with two big bright white eyes. So like I said, I know we can matrix in this stuff. I can't even say that word paradeal. However you say that other word. Um, basically the sequencing, and we looking for shapes that we know. We're looking for faces. But this piece right here is pretty cool, I must say. Let me see if we can just do some auto junk on it. Auto image. Pulled it back a little bit. This it's got some circles at the top, and this comes down around. And this looks like a piece that would have been somewhere you'd find in a museum that has writing on it. And the writing. We've seen if you look writing on Mars, if you search that into just my page, you'll find a couple of things where it looks like genuine writing that's been done by hand, chiseled, things like that. But here's some more of these blind effects, I call them over there, just to point those out. They usually are to hide stuff where there's where there's a lot of parallel lines and they come straight across the rover, like the picture when they come something that the computer could calculate. It's either throwing off the rover or it's putting these in. And here you can kind of see them. There's one that comes across and another one that goes down there. I'm wondering if that's like I said, I've been kind of wherever we see those blinds, we start really looking good in our videos in the past. We found stuff. All right. I say we, I found stuff. Us together, because basically I hit record. I pull up the picture and I hit record and then do my videos. I don't script these things out, obviously. Um, that's just not how I do it here. There are going to be some scripted ones here soon. I'm going to get it. There's a couple new, like the new stuff. I'm just kind of making it look a little bit nicer, brand the channel a little bit more. Been doing the YouTube Academy things and reading how to get your videos out to more people and things like that. Because this information's got to get out. And it's like I said, I'm lucky. My account's got, I think we're almost up to 11,000 subscribers. I got to jump on the rest of the guys. So if I can keep putting stuff up out there that keeps getting people in and sending people to these other channels like Christian's, Santos, all the ones out there that are doing it. That's awesome. And I get a lot of subscribers from those guys. They find the Olympus sky, they find Mars anomalies, then they find me through it. Look at this shapes out here. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. It comes up and over there too. And the up and over looks like a 90 degrees. 90 degrees everywhere, my friends. Here, a little swirliness. I don't know. To me, this whole area we've stumbled upon looks like there's some stuff going on, was going on. It does seem to look like it's ruins. I've got people on here to claim that this stuff is just being masked over, but this is a live civilization. Everything's alive. There's grass. There's, all sorts of stuff out there that we're just missing and we don't see. Um, and, they do add this weird color to the whole thing. Here's, look, that's with the blur taken off. And that's the color that it comes. I mean, that's ridiculous that that's the color it comes in, I must say. And even when you see this, it's now let's look at those blur marks down here, just to show you. See how it looks to the NASA person doing it? Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. You can take the stuff out. You don't see that there's little things kind of carved in or etched in. That looks really good. There's a piece down here. But I tell you, once you start editing it, which most people don't do, it's just people like us who are actually interested in actually who would edit these pictures, who's got time to do it. I've made it a hobby of mine, but the normal Joe Schmo out there, unless they're watching our videos, probably never sees or even think about doing this stuff. And so when they're doing it, I mean, this is good enough because they say, oh, well, that's just trickery from the Photoshop or something like that. Anytime anybody hears Photoshop, no matter what, they start, going crazy. Oh, that's fake. But that's why I give you the link to all the pictures. You can go down. I encourage you to go download these things. And look at the difference, though. Once you change it and start editing things out, you can really change the colors, bring the brightnesses up, jack the gamma a little bit. You can really, especially when you do the gamma, you can really see it. Um, you do saturation. I tell you, that thing definitely looks like a little monkey head down there. See the gorilla head right here? But around it, there definitely seems to be like this stuff had markings on it. There's this piece, and then that blur just got used on it, and that's how it's being done. So, all right, guys, much love to you. This one's running a little bit long, me yapping, blah, 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 blah. But if you guys stuck around this long, I love you guys. Hopefully the branding will start working on the channel. Let's get more and more hits. Please share my videos. I'm gonna make some shorter ones too with some of the, some of the easier anomalies. I've got, some Saturn ones coming up, Saturn's moon. Of course, we got more news coming up. I really like the news articles because I can get them out really, and I can talk about the things I enjoy. And a lot of times, I don't think people, get the space news. There's so many sources out there in news now. It's hard to even trust one. That's why I like going through the net and doing all sorts of them and giving my own opinions of them. But at least some of the stuff you might not have heard. So I enjoy doing the news ones. I'm gonna do more of those. All the anomalies I'm still doing. Thank you guys for sending me the pictures. I get so many pictures from you guys. You all rock. The last thing we're going to look at is before we roll on out of here, there's this piece sitting up out there. I noticed that earlier. Just kind of looks like, from where the rover is, it looks pretty tall. So I just want to point that out. See how we come back. Definitely looks like a pillar in the distance. So, all right, guys, What's Up in the Sky 37, www.whatsupinthesky.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Come check out the website. Oh, 25 minutes. Dang, that's long. If you guys made it this long, you guys rock. I love you. Peace.